What's going on, guys? It's been a couple weeks since I've been on here, so I feel like I'm energized and ready to go for another What the What Wednesday. Just got done mowing the lawn because that's what I do on Wednesdays. But for those of you who ordered shirts, they are so stinking cute, and thank you for ordering them. I still do have a couple left, so if you want another one or a random size or something like that, definitely let me know, and I will get that out to you. I think I have couple of each size. Some of the crops are pretty much done. So anyways, let me know. They were definitely a huge hit in Madison, which you can still hear that I'm still recovering from yelling at the CrossFit games. And my recovery is really down. I was green every day in Madison, and I've been in the yellow, like teetering ever since I've been back. I think I'm having Fit Aid and Monster withdrawals because they were handing them out like crazy. But anyways, great week. Super fun. If you're a CrossFit junkie, you should go in the future because it was great, and definitely spread the nude word, which is really cool. So got a lot of attention from t-shirts and just talking nutrition with people because we all know somebody who could benefit from it. So any of you guys that are new to the group, welcome. I thought that, a couple people finding us based on the book was just like mind-blowingly cool. So welcome. Hope that you feel comfortable asking questions in here and let us know how we can help you get on track for your nutrition goals. But shout out to Andrea. Great job. Your head didn't look big. Makes me think that maybe you think my head looks big. But I hope that you guys can get more interaction with the different coaches to understand that there are different perspectives in here. We all have the same core values, which is why, each one of us is a coach in Nude Nation. However, the way that we approach it or the way that we say it might be different. So, you might be someone like Andrea who requires structure, and maybe one day she'll give you more insight into some of that. Or you're like Michael and you like to have hard and fast rules on this or that, or you're Molly and you're looking at this long road wondering if you ever can and you can, or Courtney again is here for pregnancy and postpartum. So once you have a kid, you are always in postpartum. So if you guys need any help with that, definitely let us know. But anywho, got a couple questions sent in. So Molly was asking about a specific shake, and she was reading the nutrition label on it, and it said 6 grams of fat, 1 gram of carbs, 6 grams of protein, and looking at it from a keto perspective. And is that a good fit when protein and fat seem to weigh out against each other? They're equivalent, right? So they're not right. You don't really put them in the carb or protein category. But the answer is, does it still fit your macros? So Michael talked about this. Although he follows a ketogenic diet, which is the balance of carbs, fats, and protein in his diet, he still counts macros. So he's still making sure that he's within a caloric setting. So I think what some people get off in these different things, these different, are you keto, are you low carb, are you high protein, whatever, the overall fact is that you are still in a caloric setting. So you can't just eat whatever you want and just blow all of these calories, because food has calories attached to it. It's just the way that you are getting your body to adapt to burn them. So, for instance, someone like me who eats a moderate protein, low fat, moderate carbohydrate intake, I'm pretty balanced across all of them. I have taught my body that when we get carbs, we get energy. When we go longer periods, we get into our fat stores. Versus Michael, he stays away from carbohydrates because your body is going to want to use those first. They're easy. Think about when you feed your kids candy and they just go berserk, right, off the walls, because pretty immediately that candy hit their system. Instead, he's gotten his carbohydrate level low to where his body is producing ketones, which is ketosis, getting into ketosis. And now it's using fat for that energy. So if you take in too many carbohydrates, your body's going to want to use those because it's easy, versus he's taken that down to force his body to use fats for energy. So, you can't just willy-nilly eat all these things without making sure that you're in a caloric setting, no matter what type of plan you're following. You're getting your body to adapt to that. So I hope that makes sense. Back to the shake. equal proteins, carbs, and fats, it still needs to fit into your numbers and how that works for your day. So I personally say that something with my non-keto clients need to stay away from keto things because it's a buzzword right now in our industry. And if you don't understand being in ketosis, you could end up taking in too high of fat content in something that isn't very filling, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I have no fats left on the day. Well, yeah, you went out into food regimen. I'm totally tripping over my words right now, but you're not trying to get into ketosis. So you're not trying to get high fat. So you need to pay attention to it so that you have more throughout your day to spread out. Yeah, hope that makes sense. There was another question that Molly had that is completely escaping me. I know more recently, she and I have been talking about, her wanting to get into intuitive eating and, tracking and non-tracking and, how is that working? And that's something that kind of goes back to what Andrea was talking about in understanding where your goals are right now. So, are her goals changing? Does she really not want to track, or is there something else out there? And that's a question, again, that we need to constantly ask ourselves over and over again is, what do I really want? It might even change week to week. It might not. It might have a 30-day window. Maybe you're trying to shred for a wedding, or you're trying to get in a bikini to go on a boat trip or a weightlifting comp, or maybe you just want to maintain and you need to figure out what rules give that for you. It's a constant need to ask yourself where you are. I remember the question. So she also asked about trying to find meal hacks, right? And if you're constantly looking to hack or to take shortcuts, why is that not really the best option? Think about it. You're trying to shortcut something that is a long-term thing. So really what we're trying to do is understand how to eat. Just like when, even if you don't have kids, I don't have kids, but that there's a certain amount of formula that you use for a kid. You know that if you're feeding your animals, that there is a certain amount that you scoop out per pound of your animal, what type it is, whatever. We are trying to do the same for ourselves. So early on in life, I would assume that most of our parents did a pretty good job nourishing us with just what we needed. And then we got to a point where we started to eat things for flavor or taste or wants or emotional reasons or celebrations or whatever. And we got away from that portion control and understanding what our body actually needs. So now as adults, we're taking that time and saying, okay, what do I actually need to eat to live and function on a daily basis and not have excess fat and not have, sluggish days, and to feel my best and perform my best and sleep well and poop good and have good gut health and all of those different things, right? So we are relearning this process that we probably should have learned forever. Actually blows my mind how topic of conversation with Tokyo. When I was in Japan years ago, everyone was so fit, but I would bet that their portion sizes and their balance, although we look at it as heavy noodle, heavy rice, is probably more balanced and they're more active. So it's like truly the American diet has gotten us too far where we fry everything, give big portions, want all the bang for our buck, put oil on everything. I asked for egg whites this weekend at the hotel, and Jackie will testament to this. It came out and it was just like glazed with butter. And I'm like, you just ruined my egg whites. But whatever, it's very nice of them to try. Anywho, so what, trying to constantly find a hack is not going to be the answer where you can do this forever. Now, my caveat to that is that a hack might be a different perspective on how to make this sustainable for you. So there are so many people that come in here and they're going to start working out and they're going to start prepping all of their food and they're going to have it all ready for the week. And then they realize that their kids have sports, that their parents need help, that they have errands to run, that their job ran late. And so maybe actually the hack is stepping back and saying, okay, how can I make my nutrition goals easy for me? It doesn't mean that it's that's how you do it and boom, it's done. It's what will work for me to make this sustainable. if when I was working in an office every day, it was making all the Tupperware meals and only taking what I needed to work with me. Now that it's at home, it's having bulk meals pretty readily available where I can go heat something up really quickly. For Andrea, she talked about when she's on the road as a police officer that she has to have good items readily available for her, because running into a QT, although she's learned now that she can go in, which would be a hack, oh, I don't really have much, but I know QT has Quest bars and muscle milk like shakes. Boom, that's a hack. So it take the way you look at hack and say it's not necessarily one size fits all or going to make it easy for anyone, but if it helps make it easier for you, that could be a reason to look at a hack, right? Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And then I had one other question. I felt like I just cut that off and moved into the other, but asking about, could I do a live showing you how to enter a recipe or a meal or something like that? And I would love to do something like that, but I don't know how to record my phone doing that. And also, I will be honest, that's something that comes with our one-on-one coaching. So, we have additional videos and information and pictorials and step-by-step, and you can ask your coach to walk you through it and check it. So, fortunately, the person that asked is a one-on-one, so she's going to get that information. But you guys have to understand, there is so much more that comes with one-on-one coaching than just these high-level answers. And that's not because we don't want to give you that information. It's because each person is going to learn and hear a little bit differently, have their own questions, and that's why there is value behind one-on-one coaching, because we will take the time to walk you through it. So you guys can always ask, but we want to give you as much information as we can in here, and then also let you know that because it is personal to you, that there are coaches ready to take you on a personal basis and really knock this out for you. Because again, it's a hack. It's not a one size fits all. You've got to look at your own unique situation and figure out how this is going to work out for you. And we're here for you on that. But yeah, we'd love to have you. We're all out here waiting. And anything else? I don't think so. I think that's about it. I don't really think I have silly things to talk about, but I don't think anyone wants to talk about Whoop and recovery. But if you do, let me know. Yeah, you guys have a good rest of your Wednesday. If you have follow-up questions, drop them below. If you are interested in getting a coach, please mention that below, message us on Facebook, or email nudenationnutrition@gmail.com. And we would love to get you signed up with someone, or even some custom macros. We do custom macros so that we can look at what your intake is, what your preferences are, and give you a better set than, some free thing on the internet where maybe you forgot to toggle between male and female, and whoops, you've been eating for months at a different intake level. It's happened before. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you for the involvement in here. Keep asking questions. Keep talking. We love it. And talk to you later. See ya.